Hello, ladies and gentlemen, it is me once again. We are back, screaming into the void of the internet. Honestly, I don't even really know where to begin. Been a minute, but I'll just kind of cut to the chase. Freaking throat's kind of sore because basically didn't eat all day until just recently, so I apologize if I'm gonna be clearing my throat a bit in this. Essentially, the plan, who would have thought, like me, for example, did not go according to plan. So essentially, we're at a crossroads. We still moved all the way up north, but what they wanted to do wasn't really available. Now, like I said, I kind of saw this coming, but far be it from me to try and completely rob someone else of hope. Just because I know how to cope with it doesn't mean that someone else does. I will say that it is an experience sleeping in a car in 50-degree weather. It was a bit colder a few days ago, but we weren't as far up north as we are now, so I guess that's fortunate. I kind of just want to say something, though. It's rather ridiculous to me that if you know the kind of situation that you're in, God dang it. Sorry. If you know the kind of situation that you're in, you would think that you'd be trying to, take what's actually necessary and stuff, and instead, these people are just taking, the most mundane, miscellaneous crap with them. And they don't even know if they're going to have a roof over their heads. It's just... let me say it like this, okay? Within 30 minutes, I essentially had everything that I was going to take with me. It took them, a week and a half. And even then, they still didn't get everything that they wanted. It's just... when you have an entire truck full of crap, it's I don't know, maybe that's just something in general with a lot of Western people with materialism, where they think that they have to have all this crap in order to be happy. I just learned very early on, because like I said, this isn't my first rodeo about something like this. We haven't been completely homeless, but we've been pretty close, so we're pretty close again right now, considering that their plan went downhill, but we'll see what happens. My point is, for example, when I say this wasn't my first rodeo, there was a time where we were basically in my grandmother's house. I never knew my grandmother, right? But that's a long story. We were in my grandmother's house, and it had got vandalized and everything, to the extent that there was just massive holes in windows and stuff like that. No electricity, no water, no lights. It wasn't like we were actually squatting, but it may as well have felt that way, considering that we didn't have anything. And my mattress was literally lawn chair cushions, the little cushions that are on lawn chairs. That's what I slept on. That and blankets, obviously. So it's not like I'm completely unfamiliar with this stuff, but I just find it ridiculous that you see that you're about to go, you have no idea where you're gonna go, and you're still steady trying to take all this stuff. Again, it took me 30 minutes to have everything that I wanted on that truck. It took them a week and a half. That's... I don't know. Like I said, I think there is something to be said with that, and the good old Western mentality where you have to have all this crap, this materialism and stuff. I will say it's rather interesting going up north, considering that I live in Florida, because with Florida it's the opposite. The farther down you go, the more industrialized it is because of the beaches and stuff like that. The farther north you go, the more rural it is and stuff like that. So it is very interesting. It's quite interesting. I really don't know what the game plan is now. I kind of just wanted to make this because, like I said, I can't have, like, blind hope and stuff like that, that everything's gonna always work out. Sometimes things aren't gonna work out the way that you want them to, but it doesn't mean that they won't ever work out. But, you might have to go through some waters, I think it's very funny to see all these people in these RVs, because I'm gonna be honest, like, I think that's the future with the way that things are going. Like, unless something dramatically changes, like, everyone is literally just going to be, like, going to, like, live in freaking RVs and, like, little mobile homes and stuff like that, because that's the only thing that you can actually freaking afford, and that's actually yours. They can't try and force you to pay property taxes on that thing, because you could just move it, like, I was looking at the prices, because that was actually one of the things that they were going to try and do, is get an RV, but it didn't work out that way. But they actually have, like, very decent prices, like, very good down payments, stuff like that. So I'm not really sure why it didn't work out with them. Maybe the credit and stuff like that, which, credit is such a stupid system. They talk about, like, oh, communism, China, and then they have something like that where it's essentially the same freaking thing, social credit. I understand, oh, well, they don't pay off their stuff, then they shouldn't be allowed to work with us. Yeah, but if they have the money, which we did, it shouldn't matter what the credit is. Like, you should just be able to just put the freaking payment and just there, I don't know, I just always laughed at people that are stupid enough to buy into, like, the isms and stuff like that, because at the end of the day, they're all the same, Every single, like, ism that you can think of is just really about people with resources and people with power taking your resources and extorting you with them. Like, let's just be real. Happens in socialism, capitalism, communism, all of them. There's not one where it doesn't happen, But I kind of want to just make this video to just say that, I'm still hanging in there and stuff. I had a pretty okay, I gotta admit, like, for it to be a gas station, like, little dinner, it wasn't really that bad, like a little wrap and cheesecake. And I have water, but I don't want to drink too much water, mainly because we've been on the road for freaking hours, so, drink too much water and you're just gonna have to freaking pee and stuff like that. But we'll see, man. We'll just see what happens, because, like I said, considering that that's put a massive setback in the plan, I'm not sure how this is gonna go. All I can really say is, to this day, I'm very glad that I gave my friend my electronics and stuff like that, because when they were trying to take their stuff and their electronics, right, they just started storing them, like, in some storage, and they just did not give a rat's arse. Like, no handle was care. And I'm like, listen, dude, if one of my things broke like that, yeah, there would, no. So I'm just glad that I at least had, my friend to actually look after the stuff, Like I said, I don't know how long this is going to play out. Maybe I'll never even be able to get them back, because I also do accept the possibility that, it could take a while to recover from this, if I can recover at all. But I don't know, I'm currently, like, just in cars right now, so we'll have to see what's gonna happen. I don't know if maybe they're just taking a break because they've been on the road driving for hours, so, we're just at a freaking rest stop in, like, a gas station, and they ate some food, I ate some food, and I guess we're just gonna try and, get some rest. I've gotten plenty of rest, considering that, couldn't really do anything else, so, yeah. I know this video is kind of all over the place, but it's not exactly the easiest to have your thoughts when you're surrounded by tons of crap. I mean, for goodness sake, like, I'm literally being towed along, and I'm, like, just with, like, cats, essentially. I'm with the cats, just making sure that they're good and stuff, and the freaking car that's being towed And I don't mean that in the sense that, like, we're being towed, like, by cops. I mean, like, you know, we have a big truck for U-Haul, and they're, like, towing the car with them, and I'm just in the car making sure everything, you know, stays alright. Even though you're not supposed to do that, blah, 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 you know. Literally, a freaking tire popped. I thought it was, like, just a bridge, but it must have been a tire, because they looked, and I'm like, oh, great, that's wonderful. But hopefully they can try and see if they can put some air in this thing somewhere, but we'll just have to see, man. You know, it's just, well, it's always one thing after the other, you know, it's always something. You know, it's always something. I'm just over it, you know. It's just something that we gotta deal with, and things could take a bad turn. I mean, they already have, you know, so. Yeah. I'll try and keep you guys updated a bit more if possible. It's a bit tough to do because I'm not always going to have signal and stuff, but it's still best that I do this just for my headspace, you know. Again, guys, I hope you guys are staying safe out there. I hope you're staying sane, you know, because we got some times ahead of us. You know, there's some interesting stuff going on. I hope it gets better, you know, but you never know. Because, I mean, just looking at the freaking prices of food, dude, like, explain to me how, like, a crate of eggs, like, not even a big one, like, you know, something that you get at, say, a membership store, like Sam's or Costco or something like that. A freaking crate of eggs was $17. Excuse me? Like, for 24 eggs, 17 bucks? Like, I'm just saying, they have just completely, like, screwed. It's shocking to me that people aren't just freaking going around and just raiding right now. Like, it's shocking to me. It's shocking. They have done their damnedest to, like, breed out retaliation in people, but listen, people are not that patient. I know I'm not. Like, if it was a goddamn choice between starving and someone getting raided, in terms of, like, not a personal person, but, like, you know, stores, you better believe it. No. I'm supposed to starve because you can't run an economy? Like, no, that's not how that works. No, you're not owed anything. Okay, and I agree. But when you don't let someone work so that they can actually earn it, what do you want them to do? I'm not going to sit there and starve. I don't blame anyone else for doing it. So long as you're not, like, doing armed robbery or something like that, or beating someone senseless. You know, someone just freaking gets food and run out of the store. I don't blame them. Hey, you made it. You don't have a program to help them. You give all the freaking illegals all this money, and then you have nothing for your citizens, and you want to get mad when they start saying, yeah, I'm just going to take it. Yeah, sure, whatever. You know? But I'm going to go ahead and close it here because I don't want to completely obliterate my phone's battery because charging is kind of few in between. So hope you guys enjoyed. God bless. Nice talking to you again. Hopefully I can talk to you soon.